From the one and only, this is a Local 10 News Update, sponsored by FHIA, Florida Home Improvement Associates.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Christy Kruger. Here's a look at some of the stories making news on this Tuesday. A security guard is recovering after being shot by a suspected car burglar. It happened at the Garden Walk Apartments at Southwest 112th Avenue. Witnesses say the man was trying to stop trespassers, and that's when one of those men pulled out a gun and opened fire. The guard was rushed to the hospital in critical but stable condition, and the gunman hasn't been found. An investigation underway after an Audi was shot on I-95. That was the scene last night in the southbound lanes at Northwest 95th Street in Miami. Troopers say the gunfire caused the driver to lose control and crash into another car before slamming into the barrier wall. Two men inside the car, they bailed out, crossing over to the other side of the highway. The search is on for them and the shooter, and it does not appear the driver of the Maserati was injured. And a teenage girl accidentally shot by her Uber driver. That 15-year-old named Bailey Braun is recovering after she was struck in the ankle when the driver's gun accidentally went off in Hollywood. Police say the driver will not be charged for that accidental shooting. Uber says they have removed the driver's access to the app and will work with law enforcement. But according to the policy of Uber, guns are not allowed in their vehicles.
Listen to Local 10's podcast, The Florida Files, wherever you are, whenever you want. Just say, Alexa, play the Florida Files podcast.
Getting the latest episode of Florida Files. Here it is from TuneIn.
Previously on the Florida Files.
Or just ask Siri, I want to hear the latest Florida Files podcast.
Here's the newest episode of the Florida Files.
Get the Florida Files on Alexa, Google Home, or Apple devices just by saying play the Florida Files podcast. The Florida Files from the one and only Local 10.
And the fate of former Broward Chef Scott Israel is now in the hands of the Florida Senate. Last night, the Senate Rules Committee did vote in favor of removing Israel from office, backing Governor Ron DeSantis' suspension. The governor called his actions inadequate following the shootings at Stoneman Douglas as well as the Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport. Parkland parents traveled all the way to Tallahassee, making it very clear they don't want to see Israel reinstated. The issue will go before the full Senate for a final vote tomorrow. As breaking news happens, we have you covered on air and online. Head to local10.com for more local news coverage and updates all day long.